If you are not intentionally creating, if you are not intentionally following your aim, your mission, the thing that you want to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
raising yourself to the next higher state, then you're going to be at the mercy of whatever is trying to steal your attention from you.
When something happens, if you do not intentionally control what you're going to make out of it, right? If it's good, can you harvest that? If it's bad, let it go. It prevents you from being in the flow. And if you're not in the flow, you cannot be creative. That's the bottom line. How can one be happy or look at the world, how beautiful the world is, find the beauty in the world when you know how much evil is out there, when you know how much pain is out there?
Yeah.
I was struggling to deal with that big time. And so when I discovered the key of um, an intentional creative use of the imagination, this is what switched everything. It flipped the switch for me. And this is when I realized that I can work on being the best version of myself and then have an aim in life that I'm passionate about and follow that. So many times we forget that life is not this death sentence or something. It's, you make the rules and you can change them at any time, at any moment. You can choose a different character you want to portray, new set of rules, and play that game, play that level, and make it fun, make it yours, make it how you like it. You're not supposed to live with the old set of rules that you have imposed on yourself as beliefs
Yeah.
until you die. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Alex and Sylvia. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about something very simple but very powerful. Imagination is usually thought of as fantasy, but what if it's the creative power behind your life?
What happens when you realize that imagination is not fantasy and it's not escaping reality, but it's the creative power behind your everyday experience?
For me, it was huge revelation. It was an emotional coaster. I went from being overwhelmed, happy tears. I cried like a child. and and then I was just the happiest person in the world. I couldn't stop smiling because I felt liberated. I felt empowered. And then I got in this playful mode, just like a child. I'm like, okay, great. So I have this power now. What can I do with that? Right? I got super excited. And the adventure began for real for me, in the sense that my soul searching, my answers to all the questions, and realization that there were some things that I needed to shed. There's some release that needed to happen, a karmic lesson that I completed. It was a journey that lasted well over a year.
It changes the way you look at everything on a daily basis,
Mm-hmm.
because you're no longer you no longer waste time ever blaming anyone else for anything that happens to you in your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you accept that this is the process, once you it's not as complex as it's made out to be.
Mm-hmm.
Once you accept that this is the process, you begin to take complete ownership for everything that's happening to you. You develop a certain sense of faith in yourself, because there's nobody else to put your faith in.
That's what happened to you.
Yes. I'm not going to say that I'm innocent of ever uh, not trying to blame someone else for why something didn't work out for me or why I didn't get what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And there were many times where I certainly preferred to blame someone else than take responsibility for it.
Mm.
And once you understand the process, the way that I came to understand it,
Mm-hmm.
it's grounding and empowering at the same time. Because yes, it means that everything that's happened to you, however I decided to look at it, this was good for me, this was bad for me, this was effective for me, this was not effective for me, there was no longer anybody else involved in that process. It was just me that was
Yes.
responsible for all the things
Yeah.
that were happening to me,
Mm-hmm.
which then leads you to the empowerment portion of it. First, it's the grounding portion where you have to make peace with the fact that, oh shit, I got sick because of me. I didn't accomplish because of what I wanted to because of me. This thing is delayed because of me. I couldn't work out this relationship because of me. I couldn't get that promotion because of me. I could, right? It's in all aspects of your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's always because of me.
Yeah.
The grounding portion.
Yeah.
And then the empowering portion, which I don't know, for me happened pretty quickly, but I know that for some,
What did you notice when it happened?
you take back the power. You're not a victim of circumstance. I'm not no longer looking at what is going to save me from my current state. I realize that I can save myself from my current state by changing how I approach things, where I place my attention, how I spend my time.
Yes.
Am I throwing it away or am I investing it?
Yes, so important. So important.
And then everything that happens after that moment, I know that it's because of my efforts, my lack of efforts, my stepping into a desire that that clicked for me, or did I push it away, or did I work on it? Did I bring attention to it? Did I explore it?
I noticed you said attention, and it led me to think how easy it is to drift when there is no aim to follow.
But that's the steering wheel in the imagination. That's where it's not as difficult as it sounds. It's not as complex as it sounds. That the imagination is the creative power behind your experience, right? Okay, how do I get in there? How do I start working with this? How can I do? Right? How can I not be? How can I make it intentional?
Mm-hmm.
How can I intentionally use my imagination
Yeah,
to create my reality, the one that I want, the one that I desire?
Yes.
It's where you place your attention. And these days, as you know, your favorite thing to talk about is that everything wants your attention. Everything wants it.
I feel like everything is designed to rob you of your attention.
If everybody's plugged into the source, if everybody's
yes.
one with God, if
Yes.
everybody has the power to imagine anything they want, put aside good and evil for a second. Think people will just choose to create what they wish to create if they know how to intentionally use their imagination to create. And that affects other people, right? And so the things you're placing your attention on was created by a person who's just like you, plugged into the source, just like you can be, intentionally creating. And if you are not intentionally creating, if you are not intentionally following your aim, your mission, the thing that you want to achieve, raising yourself to the next higher state, then you're going to be at the mercy of whatever is trying to steal your attention from you. To this day, this is a constant battle for me. Everything wants your attention, good and bad. But you have to, again, from family. This is not even talking about the ones that are the really dangerous ones, like the news, like the negative things that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
This happened here, this person got hurt here, this country's at war here, the stock market is up, the stock market is down,
Yeah.
this new business is opening up, this new policy
Fear
that's happening
sells.
over here. Fear.
Fear sells.
You put your attention on that.
Algorithms are in place to the moment you glance at something, you sunk. Occasionally I have to open Instagram because I have saved a post that I need to revisit because it's gonna serve me in something. And I know I'm opening it, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna get the info that I need, and I'm coming out. That's it. I'm not interested in browsing. I'm not interested in posting. I just want my info. I go in there, and the moment it opens, like there's the first thing that beams into my face, and my mind goes and even if I'm there only 3 seconds on the image, I forgot why I opened the Instagram in the first place.
Some of these things are very powerful.
It's super important because at the end of the day, the thoughts that we entertain dictate more of what we're going to be attracting to ourselves. So, you know, harvest the positive, per usual. Harvest the positive.
Remember when we used to act?
Mm-hmm.
And Howard would always say it's all about where you place your attention correctly.
Absolutely.
If your attention is on the audience, if your attention is on what's happening later on, if your
Yeah.
attention is anywhere else except for the present moment, then you're not in that flow.
You're not
And I
in the
guess
flow.
everything is about flow. That's how
Everything's
you
about
create. That's right. It's
Well, that's the key.
that applies to everything, right?
That's
If
the
you're
key.
not present, if your mind is on this and your mind is on that, you know, our new thing, no mind.
No mind.
No
Yes.
mind.
But also to add to your point, you can be present, but because if everything just is, so if you are loaded with negative information from just 5 minutes in the morning, while you're having your breakfast, if you listen to the news just to hear the weather and you heard the news, it's over. It's there on the back of your mind, and then maybe something on Instagram, and maybe a accident in the city or whatever the hell it is. And so when something happens, if you do not intentionally control what you're gonna make out of it, right? If it's good, can you harvest that? If it's bad, let it go. It prevents you from being in the flow, and if you're not in the flow, you cannot be creative. That's the bottom line.
Okay. Remember I was telling you when I played basketball, and one of my players that I play with, he was asking me about what's happening. He's like, what do you think about what happened in this particular case? It was a major event. I didn't know anything about it. I said to him, honestly, I don't know anything about it. And he said to me, okay, how do you live like that?
Unplugged.
Unplugged. It actually made me think.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's a choice. The type of information that you put into your mind.
Mm-hmm.
If you put something in and there's truly nothing you can do about it, it's gonna sit with you. It's just like when you have an argument, like there's something unsaid in the relationship, and it just builds up and you haven't solved it, and it causes this type of resentment. I think that all of these things that you choose to give your attention to, that you cannot solve, that you don't really have anything that you've truly invested, you haven't chosen to take this on as something that's part of your life experience, but somehow you have come to feel something about it, about a particular person, about a particular country, about a particular, I don't know, anything you can think of.
Yeah, emotions.
And it's like it begins to eat away at you on the inside. It's like an unresolved, everlasting conflict that is being piled on and piled on, and it seems like it's never meant to be resolved. It's like an eternal rivalry, for example.
Yes, indeed, and it's not helping you operate in your best energetic field frequency either. because you start operating in, low frequency, whether it's fear, whether it's anger, whether it's, anything negative. And the worst part about that is that, like you said, it stays in your body because your body is an emotional filter.
Yeah.
And if because you can't resolve it, maybe you don't share it, or maybe you talk too much about it, it creates this disease. It's a state of disease. And if that continues for long enough, it will create a disease, an actual disease. And that is the reason why when something happens, we need to understand that good or bad, harvest the good, and then focus on operating not with emotion but with intention. And that's, I think, is when we can look at something in an objective manner, in a manner where we can even find a solution to a problem that we're passionate about, but without the emotion. You can be passionate about something without the emotion that clouds you, that clouds decisions and actions and stuff like that. You can absolutely find a solution where in the invisible, in between the lines, like a visionary, like a.
But how many times have we heard this from every single visionary? Anybody who came up with anything or found a solution to any problem,
Yes.
it was never by doing more research.
No.
Let me just learn more things,
No.
and then I'll be able to put all the pieces together. These things, this outside world is fact.
Yeah.
And change your image making, change the image. The facts are the flowers of whatever is going on.
I couldn't agree more. I myself, I know that I had a period where, you know how passionate I am about trafficking of children.
Yes.
And so this topic was like, I couldn't breathe. I'm like, I have to do something about it. I want to help. I want to stop it. How can I stop it? And I was down for like a long time, maybe a year, maybe more.
Yeah.
Like sad. And I couldn't. I kept saying, remember what I kept saying? I'm like, how can one be happy or look at the world, how beautiful the world is, find the beauty in the world when you know how much evil is out there, when you know how much pain is out there.
Yeah.
I was struggling to deal with that big time. And so when I discovered the key of an intentional creative use of the imagination, this is what switched everything. It flipped the switch for me. And this is when I realized that I can work on being the best version of myself, and then have an aim in life that I'm passionate about and follow that. I will arrive to achieve my goal, and my goal is connected with the eradication of child trafficking. So this propelled me, gave me such a different perspective. Now I'm aware of the truth. It's ugly, but I'm not sitting here whining about it and getting angry and, you know, how I was. It's different, especially as a parent. This really touched a very soft spot for me. But I found a way.
This is the biggest trip up in manifestation, the biggest one that once I realized this, it made sense to me completely. And once I experienced this, that was it. It was over. And it's that when you want to manifest something, when you're using your imagination, when you have a desire, like you just expressed this desire, you're thinking of the desire.
Yes.
That's not enough to get to you have to think from the desire.
Yes. Key.
And then, right,
as if it's already happened.
As if you are already that person that has solved this problem, and you
Yeah.
trust, right? Because that version of yourself is already there, that has solved this problem,
Yeah.
that has achieved the
The
thing that you wish
embodiment, the embodiment.
that has already done it.
Yeah.
And you spending your time thinking about, I'm going to give you an example. Currently, my favorite, most recent example that you and I shared.
Mm.
Certainly not as powerful a desire as yours to change the world in such a way, but I'm sure you're going to do it because you know how these things happen in unexpected ways. But remember how I was telling you how for a very long time I wanted to throw you a very particular type of birthday party where you know we were super comfortable in an amazing cool spot with great weather,
Yeah.
dancing dancing in a warm environment, dancing in front of, right on your birthday, dancing in front of one of your favorite DJs, which almost felt like it was for you, like the whole thing was for you. And then I thought about this for many years. How am I going to do it? What's the right place? We live in, think about it, we live in New York.
Yes.
Your birthday falls on in the wintertime.
Yeah.
How am I going to find a warm environment to do it? So not only do I have to figure out where to go,
Location.
I have to figure out, okay, how much is it going to cost? How rich do I have to get? How much money do I have to
To
get?
be able to bring all the friends.
To be able to bring the friends, bring the DJ, set everything up so that it feels like it's amazing, so that it feels like it's so personal and this and that. What connections do I have to make? And I thought about this for many years. And there were some times in my life where I stopped thinking about, I always thought about this particular thing, but I stopped thinking about the how I'm going to do it portion, like what events need to happen in order for me to do it, because then you're just chasing.
Yeah, and
you're thinking of, you're not thinking from.
Yeah.
I imagined that I was already there. And what did it feel like? How did I feel? How did we feel? How did that moment right there feel? Feet in the sand, the air, the music, the look on your face. And then I let that go.
Yeah, but during that imagination moment, you made it real for you.
Because, and this is the key here, you have to feel yourself into that image. You have to feel yourself. Okay, I never thought of it this way until I did it, which is you have to feel yourself into it. It's not like you just picturing a bunch of things, what you would do. You have to somehow, and it's deeply personal because only you know how you want to feel. Only you know why you really want something.
Yes.
Why do you want a yacht? Why do you want to?
So it's a feeling.
Why do you
You're
want to
after
find
a
your
feeling? Exactly.
Why do you want to find your this particular relationship?
Yes.
And then so you want. Remember, we started this channel because we wanted to give people practical advice on how to keep a relationship and find the one, because we have good experience in this. We have a pretty deep understanding of that. You're not going to do it by imagining what this person is going to look like. You're not going to do it by imagining what you're going to have. It's just that's only thinking of the desire. It's not thinking from the desire. Why do you want? What is you have to? This is why meditation is the key to this process, because everything's trying to steal your attention. You need to use your imagination intentionally so that you can create your reality. Otherwise, all these things stealing your attention are not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
What do? How do you find time to connect with your infinite self, the one that's whispering to you, the one that's
with your subconscious,
that God power version of yourself, with your subconscious? Because remember, you can't. It's not about feeling on the outside. So you can't feel. Your subconscious that's not how you talk to it. By like right now, I pinch myself and my subconscious feels this, and no, that's not it. Your subconscious is in the spiritual realm, and you can only communicate it through feeling. So how do you get there? You have to find time for yourself, block everything else out. You have to meditate.
Yes, meditation can be for sure a way to reflect, to center yourself, And that's how I was using it at the beginning. And then when I discovered the power of creative imagination, then I was, like I told you, I became this child that was excited to see what I can do with this power. So I would have on daily basis meditation settings at home, earplugs, mask, and I would go in, imagine a particular scene where I am not an onlooker, I am the main character. And I'm there present and I'm sensing everything with all my senses. And that was the only way for me to feel it as vividly as possible, living through it with every cell of my body. And when I came out of my meditation, I would be completely exhilarated because I lived exactly what I sat down to live. You know what I mean? Before I dove in. And then practice makes perfect. It did not happen from the first time, let me tell you that. But persistence, at some point, remember we were meditating morning and night.
Yeah.
How awesome was that?
Great.
It
If
was
you can find the time.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's not about if. Where there is the will, there is the way.
You must, yeah.
I was on I have an aim I'm passionate about. I have no time to drift. I have, I'm after something, but I'm not chasing it. I am facilitating it because these actions are coming to me in a natural way. I need to do these things, not by decision, but by knowing. I know, I feel that this is the natural thing that I need to do to be able to get where I want to get, to have the clarity, to have the, it's just, for me, it's almost impossible to arrive to revelation or conclusion logically. But when I have a question and I ask that question internally, it's like magic. I'm like, I have it. It's so beautiful. How many times I've told you that?
And you're not worried about what steps you have to take in order to get the thing that you desire.
No.
Which
I
is,
see it in my meditation. So then I come out of it and I know exactly what I need to do. But this is how everything that's created has been created. If you think about it, every piece of art, every scientific discovery, it was first seen, the solution to the problem was first seen in the mind of the artist, of the creator.
because they already saw it.
They saw the final image, they saw the final product, they saw the purpose it's gonna serve, the placement, the everything.
Yeah.
And they knew exactly what they were doing after that.
And that's the trust, and that's what allows you to constantly not to have the faith and not worry about what it is that you're going to have to do to bring about. Just to end my story, then in that case, I did manifest all of those things, and it cost me $0.
My birthday.
On your birthday.
Oh my goodness.
So all of those things aligned.
I lived it.
Yes.
I lived it.
All of those things aligned, and it was
amazing experience.
Seeing you in that moment is the way that made me feel.
But you didn't
is
know.
Exactly how I felt when I meditated on it.
Yeah.
When I imagined it.
Yeah, and you felt it.
Yeah,
you felt it in your meditation, and then when you experienced it in real life, the feeling was the same. So you recognize the feeling, and that's when it clicked for you. I'm literally manifesting my desire without having lifted a finger.
How many people, we always meeting so many people, new people we see it, which we haven't seen in a long time, our friends, which we see often, and we're always telling everybody to meditate.
I know.
And some people are like, yeah, I'm trying to do it. I want to do it. Some people say I do it. And some people say that they're intimidated by it or that they don't know how to do it. And I think what you just said is that It's not that intimidating. It does get easier. And it does get easier, it's true. In the beginning, I also had trouble blocking everything else out, especially if you're not in the best place. Imagine you're like I was, you're you truly don't have time for yourself. You're not,
That's
because you're, let's say you're working a job that you,
mm-mm.
it's not for you.
I
Let's
can't
call it, let's
imagine
call it
it.
it's
I
not for you.
cannot. Sorry, no,
And
I can't.
the things that you wish to do creatively,
Hmm.
those are not happening either. So you're destroying yourself over that as well.
Mm,
And then how do you block all of this out? You have to be able to forgive yourself for not being the version of yourself that you wish to be. It's okay. And you have to forgive others for not perhaps, showing up the way that you think, for example, that they should show up. If you change the way that you think about someone, then they'll appear for you differently. And if you change the way that you think about yourself, I'm not just this, I'm not just this,
yeah.
that I can choose to be something else, then that will let everything else go over time.
I mean,
This forgiveness process, that it's okay. It's not you release this victimness, that everything is against you.
yeah, you switch mentality. Wait,
Yes,
but
you're
that can.
responsible, but you're also responsible, and you're now in control.
That's the thing. It's like if you don't know, if I didn't know that I can control my reality and my results if I use my attention, if I place my attention correctly, and if I use my imagination in a creative way, in a meditation, to create something that I'm dying to have in my life. If I didn't know about this piece of information, I would have never looked for it. I would have never be able to use it. I would just be living and operating from the old conception of myself, um, based on the construct that I grew up with, and having the perception of, a person who can easily blame, rarely myself, but mostly others for whatever doesn't go well in my life. And yeah, it was definitely feeding the victim mentality in myself. So how do we this piece of information that is absolutely fundamental, it's the key to everything. If imagine what would happen if every single person knew that, and out of curiosity, out of stubbornness, because there's a lot of people who will be like, this piece of crap, but just out of curiosity, let's see what's going to happen, and they try. Some people will get excited just the way I did, because it will go from the shock, the overwhelmness, to the playfulness. Some people would completely ignore that, because it's just inconvenient truth, because they would just stop at that rather than see the, how empowering it could be, how liberating it could be, right?
Yeah.
Imagine all of humanity knowing that and using it to their own advantage. We'll be so happy, individual ideal lives for each and every one. And we will be also uncontrollable. Nobody will be able to control us. See, that's the goal for me.
Yeah.
This is the biggest goal. That's my aim.
You know how we were talking about how you start off and you're always a god, right? But in the beginning you're a god of tradition, right? Your parents' tradition, society's tradition, all these rules that are tradition is rules. But as you grow older, you begin to feel that, okay, I understand that these things have been established and they're all having an effect on what's happening to me. But eventually that's why everybody feels this inside. you need to experience it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make your own rules
Mm-hmm.
for your life,
Mm-hmm.
for your empire,
Mm-hmm.
from yourself.
Yes.
And so it's not about just rejecting all of tradition. It's about understanding that you have to make a transformation from a God of tradition into a God of experience. And what that means is that you take all of these traditions and all of these rules, which are really meant to
guide you.
Well, guide you in a way, because you're always going to have the desire to be free, right? And by making your own rules, that is freedom. That is the ultimate freedom. So all you need to do is take a look at all of the traditions and recalibrate them.
Yeah, you
Not
need
about
to.
throwing
You need,
anything out. What works for you and what doesn't
yes, you
work
have
for
to
you.
tailor it. You have to
Yeah.
tailor them. But that's why I keep saying, like, question everything. Question everything, make it your own. Because we are creating whatever serves us. That's why I would like, I wanted for myself to shatter the construct that I had and to create a new one for me that would serve me now in order to live my ideal life and feel great with new set of rules. So many times we forget that life is not this death sentence or something. It's, you make the rules and you can change them at any time, at any moment. You can choose a different character you want to portray, new set of rules, and play that game, play that level, and make it fun, make it yours, make it how you like it. You're not supposed to live with the old set of rules that you have imposed on yourself as beliefs until you die and struggle to figure it out under this set of beliefs, because this is everything, like there is nothing else.
That's that idea of the spiritual death and about resurrection and about being your own savior. You can save yourself.
I saved myself.
I
saved myself.
A certain
I can
part of you,
absolutely say that.
one state of you, has to die so that
Yes.
another one can be born.
I died. I did die. I did die, definitely. An old version of myself died. And the completion was my birthday. It was the culmination of everything, which was basically just a month ago, over a month ago. Remember the thing that I kept telling you, how when you want something, when you have that passionate desire for something, the manifestation will occur not when you want it, but when you're ready for it. Because you have to, it takes time to shed and to embody. And also the crown is heavy.
The crown is heavy.
And that old version of myself could not pull off none of these new set of goals that I have set for myself. And I'm very grateful. I'm very proud with myself that I did the work, and it was a perfect proof that I am my own savior, just like you are for yourself and any other person out there.
Yeah. And this is the perfect example of that law of creation, where it's proof that it starts within, and it takes time for that to express. You also have to create a bunch of distance between who you were and who you have assumed you are now.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't about learning something new. This was about remembering the creative power that already works within us. The holiday season is always a time of reflection for us. So if this resonated with you, sit on it, meditate, and we'll continue next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Let us know in the comments where you're at on your journey, and stay tuned for the next episode on the subject of faith, aka continuous belief in yourself and its importance. Happy holidays.
Till next time.